Howdy folks, Jim coming at you again. Today I want to go over something with you. I'm hesitant to do this, but I feel it's the time is correct to do it. Now, as many of you know, I was in the Marine Corps back in the 80s. We studied hand-to-hand combat. I had taken a few classes in Taekwondo, some other forms of martial arts. You know, Bruce Lee, he mixed a bunch of martial arts and come up with Jeet Kune Do. And you know, you have all these big martial artists all over the place, Hapkido and Jiu-Jitsu and Judo and all of these different styles. And with everything going on in the world, and I want to tell you this, me and another fella, we developed this style back in the late 80s. We're the only two masters of the world's most dangerous defense training there is. Now the other guy's name's Tony Weed Watson, aka Buck. So you won't find this anywhere. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the UFC and mixed martial arts and all this stuff, but this is guaranteed to work. It's fail-safe. Now again, I don't want anybody trying this at home because it is so dangerous to your opponent that when this style of self-defense, offensive martial arts is unleashed, I pity the fool. I pity the fool. Now, this style of martial arts, you know, there's a lot, you know, they have the crane and the tiger and the praying mantis and all these other, but this one is called the crawdad. Yeah, the crawdad. Let me show you the stance, and I want you to see how deadly this is. I don't know if you can see all the way down to my feet here, but the first thing you do is you get your feet out wide. Your opponent don't know which direction you're going, right? Then make your hands like this. Now remember, don't be pulling this out when you go into the bank because they'll put you in jail, okay? Fold your hands like this. Left hand down to the side, right here, out, 90-degree angle, up, 90-degree angle, and out. This is it. Now see, think about this. If somebody starts throwing knives at me, I catch the knives. I catch the knives. I catch the knives. If they're attacking me from this side, I have this hand here ready to strike. And then I can move in whichever way I want to move. I can move to the side. I can move to this side. And I know you're thinking, dummy, your whole front is open. Well, that's where you're wrong. Because let me tell you something. What I have done with this part of my body here is I did some training earlier today. I ate 2 hot dogs, but I like to keep a cushion right here. So while I'm in this position, catching knives and spears, if somebody attacks me from the front and hits me here, I have cushion. Now you may call it fat, but it's a realm of protection. And you look and you say, well, you don't have much upper body strength. There's a reason. Because I like to keep very little muscle mass up top, so if somebody hits me, they hit bone and break their hand. And I know you're thinking, what if they attack you from behind? Now remember, I'm in this position. I just turn around. And then I can use my hands like this. It's the crawdad. If it goes to the UFC, whoever brings that style to the UFC, they will destroy any champion that's there. You could take a 145-pound guy using the crawdad, beat a 280-pound guy, easy. And I know you're thinking that's silly. Not everybody can learn the art of the crawdad. Like I said, there's only 2 masters, And the other one, Tony, he fell off the map. Literally, he fell off the map back in 1986. We went trout fishing, and he was sleeping, and it was the map, and he fell off. It's a long story. But anyway, but in all seriousness, folks, if you can't learn the crawdad, there's something else that you need to do. That is go get your concealed carry permit. Let me show you something. Right here. There it is. I carry it with me everywhere I go. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not. That's a sticky holster. I don't get paid anything for the sticky holster advertisement, but that thing just fits right there. Easy peasy. Nobody knows I have it. Now, what I'm carrying here is a little 380. Okay, boom. Nothing inside. Okay, if you can see right there real close, that is called a hollow point, not a full metal jacket. But one thing I want to tell you about these things is, I know some people who have them, and I do some fussing. I say, where's your weapon? Where's your weapon? Well, it's at home. It's on the, it's in the safe. Listen. The world we live in is changing before our eyes. I'm being serious here, especially for women. I mean, we live in a small town here, but my daughter and them, they'll go down not far and go shopping and stuff, and we just hear reports over and over of people being abducted, people attempted rape, robberies, all kinds of nonsense. You do realize that we had over 2 million illegal aliens come into this country last year under Sleepy Joe. Brandon, our guy, the guy with 80 million votes. And coming to a town near you, he's bringing these people in buses and planes and dropping them off all over America. Now think on that. It's ludicrous. If you don't want to learn the crawdad, get you a weapon. This that I carry here is a little Ruger LCP. They make a little Ruger LCP2. It is very small. It's a 380. Get a 22. Get something and carry it with you. Yes, I know. They say, well, you're supposed to be a preacher. You trust in the Lord. Absolutely, I trust in the Lord, our Savior Jesus Christ. Amen, I trust in Him. But also, I wear a seatbelt. Also, I try to watch what I eat. Also, I try to be safe. I don't go up on tall buildings and jump off thinking the Lord is going to protect me for doing something stupid. So men carry, and women especially carry. Now you want to know, do I carry when I go to church? Absolutely. And I encourage everyone who comes to carry. We don't want these lunatics walking in like they do in these synagogues down in Texas and these other places, coming in to our places where we gather out, raising havoc. And it's coming to that. If you don't know it, it's coming to that. I know I start off and I'll be a little silly, but I'm trying to make a point. Look, you can't even tell I got this. That sticky holster will just go right down. It's small. Put it somewhere. And listen, a concealed carry and having a weapon does no good, for one, if you don't carry it, and number two, learn to use it. Learn to be proficient with it. Okay, go shoot the thing. Now I know ammo is hard to find, but let me tell you something. The sound and I mean, I know you don't need, if you're getting attacked by 40 or 50 people and you got 7 shots, you're kind of up the creek. But I'm telling you what, 7 people's going to be living real rough. Okay? Learn to use it. Get you a sticky holster. They make sticky holsters. Get you a Glock. Get something. Carry it and learn to use it. Now, let me tell you something else here. I just seen this a few minutes ago. Jim Acosta, he's that guy that Orange Man had to, ban from the White House. That was such a, I would like to wring his neck, okay? Here's what he says. Now, I live in Virginia. Jim Acosta just said this, the CNN reporter. He said, We're living, he said, Soviet-style police state under Glenn Youngkin, newly elected governor of Virginia. He said Virginia is like a Soviet-style police state. Now, Jim Acosta lives in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., you have to show your credentials to go into a restaurant to get you a grilled cheese sandwich. To fly on TWA, you can show your arrest warrant. If you're an illegal alien, you can bring your arrest warrant from ICE and get on a plane. But yet, they don't want you to show an ID if you go vote. I'm telling you, get your weapon. Things are about to get crazy. You know, I was watching that thing, I've talked about it here before, on Senator Ron Johnson. He had all these doctors talking about the pandemic and everything that's going on and how many people have died. They may take this down, remdesivir. Toxic, do not take it. Do not take it. Do not allow them to give it to anybody that you know. It's terrible. Probably, they said 500,000 deaths due to it. Now, they want you to get the jab. Hey, it should be up to you. But they have many other medical treatments. As we said yesterday, they stopped giving the antibodies to Florida. They stopped giving them to Texas. They stopped giving the AIDS drug. You know, we can't say it, but you know, the anti-inflammatory for the lungs. They quit doing it. They want, it's money. It's so corrupt. These people, the WHO, the NIH, the CDC, all the scientists that come out with their reports, they're all bought off. They're all on the payroll. Get that? They're all on the stinking payroll. What about Russia? I'm going to tell you, we backed Russia in a corner. You remember in Cuban Missile Crisis when Khrushchev, or whichever one it was, put those missiles in Cuba. We about went to war. Well, we want to do the same thing over there in Ukraine. And Russia says, they don't want any part of that. They don't want the EU. They don't want NATO coming in there to Ukraine. So what are they going to do? They will invade Ukraine. You guarantee it. And of course, Joe Biden says, we're going to ground them real hard. We're going to take the bicycle from them. We're not going to let them ride their bike for 2 weeks. Yeah. At the same time this happens, I would say that China will invade Taiwan, and then next on the list will be Japan. And what's going to happen? What's America going to do? They're going to do nothing, because America's under the judgment that goes all the way back to Vietnam. They're going to do nothing. They're going to do nothing. You know, Joe, Sleepy Joe, he's the symbolic picture of the state of affairs in America. When you look up there and you see this guy who's absolutely clueless, know this: that's the state of affairs in America. Majority, not everybody. There's some people who pay attention. There's some people that's preparing, that's watching, that's looking out. And I want to tell you something. All of this corruptness, Rome is about to fall, and I'll be glad. The cancer needs to be cut out. The cancer needs to be cut out. I'm going to leave you with a verse here as we go. Okay, let me. The sun's beaming in on. This is out of Colossians chapter 3. Let me get back here to the. I got the wrong. There we go. Therefore, consider the members of your earthly body as dead to immortality, or not immortality. I'm sorry, immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and greed, which amounts to idolatry. Listen to all those things. You see any of those things going on around us right now in our world, in our politics, in our government, in our news networks? For it is because of these things the wrath of God will come upon the sons of disobedience. Let me read that again. Colossians chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. For it is because of these things, what things? Morality, impurity, passion, evil desire, greed, which amounts to idolatry. For it is because of these things that the wrath of God will come upon the sons of disobedience. Think about that. Get your weapon, learn to use it, and God bless you.